And welcome back for game two. Coaches at the home plate area exchanging lineups. It'd be nice to have a Vernon lineup up in the press box. We still don't have it, so we'll be guessing at who comes to the plate. We'll be writing and broadcasting at the same time here. For the Apaches, game two, a little different lineup for them, so let's give you their starting lineup. Leading off at shortstop is Jacoby Bogue. Batting second is the left fielder Fiver Trimble. Batting third is the center fielder Chase Evans. Batting in the cleanup spot is Taylor Broadway. Batting fifth is the right fielder Alec Arnold. Gets the start in right field, bats fifth. Batting sixth is the first baseman Mike Morissette. Batting seventh, the designated hitter Kason Davis. Batting eighth, the catcher Caleb Bell. And batting ninth is the second baseman Ty Meisner. On the mound for the Apaches, Daniel Pretty, left-handed sophomore from Tyler, Texas. And so the Apaches took a 3-0 win in game one. And we are now just a few minutes away from game two. And we'll take a little bit of break while we wait for that lineup from the Vernon College Chaparrals.
Starting on the mound for your Apaches, number 23, Daniel Pretty. Leading off, number 5, Dylan Tackman.
All right, we're ready to roll here as we just now got our hands on a roster, or a lineup sheet, I should say. And so we'll give you that lineup as it comes to the plate. Leading off is Dylan Tackman. He's been the leadoff hitter throughout the series. And left-handed sophomore, Daniel Pretty, first pitch at 2:47. 50 degrees now, a balmy 50 here in Tyler. South wind at 12 miles an hour. As we are underway here. Little looper into center field on the 1-0 pitch and can't make the grab. Chase Evans tried to make a diving catch. Couldn't hold on. It's a single, and there goes the no-hitter. Tackman with a single to lead things off for the Chaps. Here's Shadion Yamanika back in the 2-hole. With a runner at first and nobody out. The lights are on here at Mike Carter. Still have not seen Mr. Sunshine. Drag bunt, nicely done. Broadway catches, throws. Nicely done by Broadway. Bare-handed play. Great play by third baseman Taylor Broadway to get the out. It's a sacrifice by Yamanika. And here is Pee-wee Nofkit is at the plate now. And last game, 0 for 2 with a walk. Runner at second and one out. Breaking pitch misses outside. And now time's going to be called as Caleb Bell gets the start here for Coach Wren. Defensively, you got Trimble in left, Evans in center, Alec Arnold out in right field. Around the infield, Broadway, Bogue, Meisner, Morissette. Behind the plate, Caleb Bell. Of course, the sophomore left-hander, Daniel Pretty from Tyler, Texas. 6'1" and 180. Pretty is 0-1 on the year with a 5.40 ERA. 3 1/3 innings last weekend. 3 strikeouts and 1 walk for the sophomore from right here in Tyler. Left on left as he faces Pee-wee Nofkit. And that's going to miss low. 2 balls, no strikes. Just starting game 2. I initially thought this was a 9. We've been told it's a 7, so we'll have 2 7-inning ball games here on the doubleheader day. Pretty comes set. That ball is going to be fouled off at home plate. 2 balls and a strike. Couple of changes for the Chaps here. Still getting my lineup sheet filled out. Here's the 2-1. That's going to miss high. 3-1. Let's see, one new name, Caden. No, that's not a new name. That's Hartsburg. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that's going to miss. And Pee-wee Nofkit's going to draw the 1-out walk. First and second, 1 out. That's the first walk of the ball game.
Now batting, number 16,
for Daniel Pretty.
Jerry
He only walked
Davis.
1 and 3 1/3 in his first outing last weekend. Here's Jerry Davis, the right fielder. Pretty comes set with the runners at first and second. The pitch. Check swing, thought he went. But evidently not. And it's ball 1. Pretty comes set. And the 1-0. That's going to miss outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, you got Davis at the plate. R.J. Roberts on deck for the Chaps, trying to get their first win of the 2018 campaign. Here's the 2-0. Old Chopper up the middle. Tough play for Bogue. Can't make it. Well, yes, he did. He stayed with it. He dropped it initially and then stayed with it, flipped it over to Meisner, and got the out. So that's going to go 6-4 on the fielder's choice.
Now batting, number 30.
And Pee Wee Nofkit is out at second base. Tackman will go over to third base. And there's 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Here's R.J. Roberts. First pitch swing, and he pops it up. This should not be a problem. Chase Evans under it, and he'll squeeze it for the final out. So F8 if you're scoring at the house. The Chaps bring 5 batters to the plate, a leadoff single and a walk, and they leave them stranded. Come back with the bottom of inning number 1 when we return. All right, welcome back as the Apaches come to bat in their half of inning number 1 of the second game of the doubleheader. Love to hear from you on the YouTube live chat. Give you a shout out. Jacoby Bogue is going to lead it off for the Apaches. Defensively for the Chaps, they have Tyler Latham gets the start in left field here in game 2. Dylan Tuckman in center. Jerry Davis out in right. Caden Hartsburg at third. Shedian Yamanika at short, Brock Richardson at second, Pee Wee Nofkit at first base, and Cooper Edwards behind the plate here in game 2. We've seen Edwards in, I think he caught last night. Yes, he did. So, and on the mound is a left-handed sophomore from Mansfield, Texas, 6'2" and 155, Trevor Huckle. Chopper foul quickly, 0-2 on Bogue. And Huckle 1-4 last year with a 9.23 ERA. He appeared in 14 ball games, 39 innings pitched, 31 strikeouts, 14 walks. For the sophomore from Mansfield. Swing and a miss. 3 pitches and it's a strikeout very quickly of Jacoby Bogue. First strikeout for Huckle.
Number 35, Fiver Trimble.
Here's Fiver Trimble now for the first time in game 2. Normally these are 9-inning games, but this is going to be a 7. So, again, you got to, if you're managing these types of games, you got to score quickly. Apaches won game 1, 3-0. 3 runs on 6 hits in that first game for the Apaches, and Chaparral's no runs on 4 hits. And that's going to miss 2-0 now on Fiver Trimble. And not sure what's happening. We're not. Let's see here. Let me refresh that. There we go. 3 balls and no strikes. In there for a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody aboard. Bottom of inning number 1. The 3-1. Little chopper. Shortstop. Tough play for him. And, oh my. I think Fiver sold it. I thought he was out. Bang, bang played first, and Trimble gets an infield single. 1B6 if you're scoring at the house. Shetty and Yamanika came in and took the ball on an in-between hop. Had to make a quick throw, and Fiver beat it out. Those bang bangers don't have the best view from the press box. I thought he might have been out, but Trimble, as soon as he touched the bag, had his arms spread out, palms down, called himself safe. And first base umpire agreed. So Trimble at first, and here's Chase Evans. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Evans was 1 for 3 in game 1, had an RBI double in the 5th inning. It was a big hit. Apaches have been able to get just enough offense in games 1 and 2 here to get 2 victories. Both games have been closely contested. Here's a pickoff by Huckle. Trimble back easily. Well, we went up to 50 degrees here for game 1. Game 2 here rather. Game 1 started 45 degrees, and Fiver almost got picked there. He was a step and a dive and barely beat the tag. Trimble with a pretty good lead. Not quite 2 on the green here. Ball's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Full slate of junior college baseball all over the region. I try to remind you of some of those games here between innings. And Fiver got caught, and he's out. Pretty good move right there by the sophomore, Trevor Huckle. And Fiver took a step, or almost a step and a half, and then got picked. So it's 1-3 on the pickoff. And now with 2 outs and nobody aboard, Evans steps back in with a 2-0 count. Pops it up. This could be in play. Pee Wee Nofkid out in front of the Apache dugout, and he's got room. He makes the catch. A little snow cone action there. But he'll hold on to it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning, not the traditional way. But we're still donuts on the board, 0-0 as we go to the 2nd inning. Back in just a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. And welcome back to Mike Carter Field. 6, 7, and 8 for the visiting Vernon College Chaparrals. Game 3 of the 3-game series. Game 2 of the doubleheader today. We're still scoreless through the first inning of play here in Game 2. Cooper Edwards, Tyler Latham, and Caden Hartsburg scheduled to hit for third-year head coach Sam Hayden.
Edwards.
And the Vernon Chaps, 0-2 on the young season. Chaps are trying to snap a 21-game losing streak. They finished last year with 19 losses in a row, and they've lost the first 2 this season. I know they would like nothing better than to get on that bus and with a W. That's exactly what happened last week. Mountain View was able to, they lost the first 2 games of the series, but they left with a smile on their faces. They took the final game of the series 4-2 last Saturday against the Apaches. 1 ball, 1 strike, swing and a miss by Cooper Edwards, the catcher. Edwards, he did play in Game 1 last night. A couple of strikeouts, a single, and a ground ball to third. Swing and a miss. And Pretty. 11 pitches in his first inning of work. Here's the 1-2. Good breaking pitch, struck him out. And first strikeout of the day for Daniel Pretty. Ball had some good bite to it. Pretty good 2-plane movement on that one. Here's Tyler Latham, the left fielder. And Latham did not play in Game 1. He did get a pinch hit last night, struck out. He was the last batter in last night's ball game. First pitch swinging, fouls it off. That's headed over toward the right side. Christus Mother Francis Football Stadium to our right. Back behind us, the Harvey Convention Center, and off to our left, the Tyler Rose Garden. No balls and 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody aboard here. Top of the second, no score. Another pop fly that way, out of play. And we'll do it again. Yeah. Looks like we're starting to get just a little bit of a sprinkle here. That pitch is going to miss low, 1-2. Well, they are calling for now, I don't know, have the hourly up at the 60% chance of rain. Swing and a miss, another good breaking pitch. Back-to-back strikeouts for Daniel Pretty. And there's 2 outs with nobody aboard. Here's Caden Hartsburg. Hartsburg was 0 for 3 in the first game today. Another off-speed, swing and a miss. 0 for 4 last night, so still looking for his first hit of the campaign. We're at the 8th spot in the Vernon lineup. Brock Richardson in the on-deck circle. Just missed off the plate with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Pop up, that should be in play as Arnold coming in and does stay with it and makes the catch. Almost lost his footing there, but stayed with it. F9 if you're scoring at the house. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across for the Chaps in inning number 2. Back in a minute at Mike Carter Field. It's still scoreless as we go to the bottom of the second. First pitch swing, and Broadway drives it into left center, and tracking it down out there's Dylan Tackman for out number 1. 1 pitch and 1 out. Well, Broadway's getting there. He hit that ball pretty well. Just got under it a bit. As the rain coming down a little heavier now, a little heavy sprinkle. At least it appears that way. I don't know if I'm seeing things or not. Yeah, it's coming down a little bit, so the fielders are going to get a wet ball here the longer we play. I saw this last weekend. This time of year, we do tend to get the on and off showers. Thankfully, there's nothing severe going on, and the wind is almost negligible. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Alec Arnold. First at bat of the day, big hack by Arnold. Swung on and missed. He has not played this weekend. So this is his first at bat of the series. Nobody on and 1 out. Still scoreless, bottom of inning number 2. Trevor Huckle on the mound. Swing and a miss. Good breaking pitch. Second strikeout for the left-handed starter. And there's 2 up and 2 down here in the second. Here's Mike Morissette. First pitch to Apache first baseman. Outside, ball 1. The 1-0. Look out down the third base line. Coach Buckhorn with his arms folded. Not fazed by that foul ball that kind of whizzed in front of him. Got his arms. And it's starting to rain. Not a heavy rain, but enough to get that ball wet if you got to make a play on it, on the ground. 1-1 pitch. This is low. And here comes the old 311 right on time. The train behind the ballpark here. We got a train track right behind the right field fence. Not unlike Olsen Field or Bluebell Park down in College Station. Got the big train track right behind the stadium there. That pitch is going to miss. It's 3-1. 2 outs, nobody aboard for the Apaches. We're still scoreless here at Mike Carter Field, Tyler, Texas. Trevor Huckle is going to get a 2-out walk. There's his first walk of the game. And that'll bring up Kason Davis, DH. Davis has not played so far in the series, so he'll get his first appearance of the weekend. Oh for 3 in last weekend's series against Mountain View. Nice block there by Edwards. Kason Davis did start in one of those games last weekend, and he was 0 for 3. So looking for his first hit of the year. Freshman from Carthage. That pitch is going to miss. It's 2-0. Now we're going to get a visit from Coach Hayden. I don't know. He might have seen something in his starting pitcher's delivery. He wants to go out and have a chat. So let's take a little break. Back in just a second after this mound visit. All right, that's a walk to Davis, so back-to-back walks.
Now batting, number 6, Caleb Bell.
Here's Caleb Bell, the catcher. So Trevor Huckel working into a little bit of a jam here in inning number 2. A couple of 2-out walks, and we'll see if Caleb Bell can take any advantage of this. Here's the first pitch. Outside corner, and it's 0-1 to the Apache catcher. Bell, by trade, is an infielder from Houston, Westbury Christian. They're giving him a look behind the plate here early in the year. I want to say he started one of those games last weekend behind the plate. Here's the 0-1 in there, 0-2. So Huckel getting ahead of Caleb Bell. Two runners on and 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the second. It's still scoreless. The pitch. Well outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And again, Huckel last year had a 1-4 record on the season with a 9.23 ERA. He appeared in 14 ball games for the Chaps. 1-2 pitch coming up. Here it is. Little chopper right back to Huckel, and he's got to go to first with it. Steps, throws, and a nice pick by the first baseman, Pee Wee Nofkit. Well, easily could have gotten away, but he handled it for the 3rd out. It's going to go 1-3, and we're still scoreless after 2 complete innings. We'll be back with the 3rd inning just a minute. Watching Tyler Baseball on ApacheAthletics.com. And welcome back to Mike Carter. 9-1-2 for the Chaps here in inning number 3. Brock Richardson will lead it off, second baseman for the Chaps. It's 0 for 1 in game 1. He laid down a bunt. There's a pop-up on a drag bunt attempt, and Caleb Bell can't quite make the grab. Your initial reaction on those drag bunts is to move toward the fair ball territory, and he fouled it straight back. Bell had to put the brakes on and try to make a spinning grab and couldn't quite reach it. Richardson will get another shot with an 0-1 count. these Chaps will play at Frank Phillips on the 6th of February, and then a 3-game series at home against Redlands on the 9th and 10th of February, next weekend. Next pitch misses. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. On the 13th, they play Carl Albert. On the 16th, doubleheader against Murray State. Next few games for the Chaps. Yeah, so they'll have at least one more game on the road this week, and then next weekend open up at home against the Redlands, which is a 3-game set. You know, rain coming down harder now here at Mike Carter. And that's outside. 3 balls and a strike, so as the rain continues to fall here, it won't jeopardize the game necessarily with a fully turfed field, but that ball, it will impact how it's played. And it's a leadoff walk to Richardson. Walk number 2 for Pretty. And now Bell's going to go out and have a chat, and so is Taylor White. He's going to come out from the dugout. We do have got a right-hander down the Apache bullpen. He's getting it hot. So this is just a get back in the zone type of visit from Coach White, trying to keep the game right where it's at. We're scoreless, and they're actually going to make a change here. So we're going to the right-hander. To know who the new pitcher is when we come back. Daniel Pretty's day is now complete. All right, the new pitcher is Peyton Adams, 6'1" and 185, right-handed sophomore out of Baytown Sterling. Adams will take over for Pretty here. No outs in inning number 3. And it's the top of the lineup for the Chaps. So far this season, Peyton Adams has appeared in 1 game, so this is his 2nd appearance of the season. He pitched an inning and 2/3 last weekend. 1 strikeout, 2 walks for Peyton Adams. He'll take over with a runner at first base and no one out. And stepping in for the Chaps is Dylan Tackman, single to left field his first time up. 0 for 3 in the first game today. And the rain continues to trickle down.
Dylan Tackman.
So Tackman, excuse me, 1 for 3 in last night's game. He led the game off last night with a double. And he had a base hit his first time up in this ball game. A couple of hits in the series. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Coach Hayden go through the signs down there at third base. The 1-0. Tackman way out in front of that one. That's headed toward the Rose Garden. So way out in front of that one. That wasn't a foul off. That was we had one like that last night. One of the chaps got way out in front of it. Tackman was way out in front of that. And now we have a early break stealer. And now we got a rundown. It's going to go 1 to 4 to 3. So it's a pickoff. Richardson got picked off. He'll go 1-4-3 on that play. And I guess the runner went ahead and tried to go to second. No out was called, but finally that umpire in the field decided to raise his right hand and restate the obvious and that he was out. So now you got nobody on and one out. You just lost a base runner there. Evidently he was going on early break because you got the right-hander on the mound. And Peyton Adams was on the mound and not going to the plate. And Richardson took off. Here's the 2-1. Fouled straight back off the net. And it's going to stay on the net. You'll get to look at it the rest of the broadcast. It's right there, bottom right of your screen. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody aboard. We're scoreless here, top of the third. Just does get a piece of that one. Well, would love to hear from some of you on that live chat. Looks like Mr. Rodriguez from Kyle, Texas has checked in. Appreciate him doing so. And that's going to miss, and it's a full count now on the leadoff hitter, Dylan Tackman. Peyton Adams has come on in relief for the Apaches here in inning number 3. Here's the payoff pitch. Tapper toward the right side. And Morrison had to come way off the bag. That was very close at first base. And Peyton Adams covered the bag. It's going to go 3-1 on the play. And here's Shadion Yamanika now. Laid down a sacrifice bunt his first time up. Really close play at first base. And Tackman slid in head first. Not a big fan of that unless there's a tag to be avoided, which I don't believe there was there. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs and nobody aboard here in the top of the third. This is a 7-inning game. We traditionally will go 7-9 on these doubleheader days, but not today. There's the 1-0. The ball's well hits right center field, but Evans will chase it down for the final out. So a leadoff walk gets picked off. And a ground ball and a fly ball, and we're done with the top of the third. We'll head to the bottom part of inning number 3. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Apaches. Welcome back to Mike Carter Field, bottom of inning number 3 of a 7-inning game. We definitely have some heavier rain moving in. It's certainly not thunder showers, but some heavier green patches, and they're going to be with us for a little while. It's just first pitch is in there, strike one. 9-1-2 tie. Meisner leads it off. And game one, Meisner was 0 for 3. A couple of fly balls to left and a pop up to second. 0-1 pitch, fouled straight back, just missed it. Trevor Huckel on the mound, the 6'2", 155-pound sophomore from Mansfield. And there's going to be a lot of exchanging of baseballs here for the rest of this game. As for the foreseeable future, we've got pretty good green patches, a couple of yellow patches mixed in there, which is a little heavier. So I don't know that might be looking at this the rest of the game. And so kind of a soggy finish to this Saturday. We knew this was possible, although last night the forecast actually called for this a little bit later in the day. We're getting it a little earlier than we thought. And it's actually starting to build here in this Northeast Texas area. Pop up over by the fence and just out of the reach of P. Winofka at first base. It's 0-2 on Ty Meisner. That pitch is going to miss. So we're going to have, I think we're going to have some rain here for a little while. Little chopper, third base side, fair ball. And well, that's a Meisner reach base. I couldn't tell if it hit him or not. It's a bad throw. I don't know. It's a tough error. But I think I'm going to give it an E5. Good throw would have had him. And this is going to be this is how it's going to be the rest of this game. Anything that's on the ground is going to be a challenge to make solid throws with. That's the bad part of having turf. If we were on a natural field right here, we probably would be shutting this down until this rain moved out. But with the turf, you can kind of play through it, but the ball is going to be wet when you get it. Top of the order, Jacoby Bogue steps in, and it's strike one. Struck out swinging his first time up. So far, Huckel with 2 strikeouts in the ball game. Also got 2 walks. Started the inning with 30 pitches. And he's going to pick off. We've already seen 1 pick off by Huckel. .37 total pitches now, 21 strikes, 16 balls. Here's the 0-1. Even traveling through the air, that ball's going to get wet between the pitcher and the catcher. Meisner at first, Bogue at the plate with nobody out. We're in a scoreless tie, bottom of inning number 3. And I'm curious to see, we still haven't had a game here that's been delayed because of rain. We've always had this kind of a in-between type of thing. This is had some heavier rain last weekend, kind of moved out, but again, as I looked at the radar, sure did look like it was going to hang with us for a little while. I'm going to pull up a different radar screen, see if we get a little better picture. There goes the runner, and no throw. No chance. Going first move over there, and Meisner will steal second easily. Now you got a runner at second with nobody out. And a 3-1 count on Jacoby Bogue. Does look like there may be some lighter patches here coming our way between here and Athens. Everything's moving southwest to northeast. Here's the 3-1. Fouled out of play. And it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Does look like we may have a little bit of a break in the heaviness of these sprinkles, but this green patch is making its way through the Tyler area right now. Is almost all the way to Athens. And now Athens just now getting some clearings, so that's about 45 minutes from here. And it's not quite as thick between here and Athens, but like I said, we're going to probably deal with a little bit of the wet stuff from here on out. Here comes the payoff pitch. Missed high. And now you got 2 runners on with nobody out. That'll be the 3rd walk of the game for Huckel. First and second, nobody out. Gotta believe you're going to sacrifice here. These infielders are going to get a wet ball. It might throw it all over the place, so you almost have to put this ball on the ground and see what they can do with it. So Fiver steps in. Had an infield single his first time up. He's going to square on the first pitch. Runners going, and everybody's safe. So there you go, double steal. Don't even have to bunt him over. And second and third, nobody out. Got to bring the infield in here if you're the Chaps. And the rain continuing to fall. The pitch from Huckel in there for a strike. And we're even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Fiver with a chance now to put some runs on the board. We're still tied at 0. Bottom of the 3rd. Meisner at 3rd and Bogue at 2nd. Huckel comes set. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Apaches 4-1 on the year. Chaps still looking for their first win. They've dropped the first 2 games of the season in this series. Here's the 2-1. Trimble had a notion but held off, and we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chase Evans on deck for the Apaches. 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out here in the 3rd. Huckel with the pitch. Ground ball to the 3rd baseman. Hartsburg's going to come to the plate, and nothing there. Throw to 3rd. Everybody's safe. Well, that was an interesting play. Catcher didn't even try to make a tag. He immediately threw it to 3rd, trying to get that out. Couldn't get that one either. 1-0 Apaches. Trimble gets an RBI on a fielder's choice. Going to go 5-2. Won't get a hit, but he'll get an RBI. Bo goes to 3rd, and Meisner scores the first run of the game. It's 1-0 Tyler. Stepping in now, center fielder Chase Evans. He popped up to first base his first time up. 0 for 1 in this one. Evans in game 1. 1 for 3, RBI double. And a pickoff attempt, and Trimble back safely. Got runners in the corners now with nobody out. Middle infielders are playing at double play depth. Corner guys playing even with the bag. Evans with a chance to drive in another run here with a runner at 3rd with nobody out. Another pickoff attempt. A lot of water has gathered on the concrete concourse here and the seats. Got a few hardy souls out there braving the weather. A couple of umbrellas, and most of them are up under the grandstands here where it's covered. Hukel comes set, the pitch. It's a pitch out. And Coach Hayden guessing that perhaps a steal or a squeeze or something was on there. And catcher Cooper Edwards jumped out of the catcher's box. Nothing going, so it's 1-0 on Chase Evans. Got a little bit of a break on the radar, and then see how much of that redevelops between here and Athens. A ball gets away. Here comes Bogue to the plate, and actually he'll change his mind and go back. But scampering down to second base is Fiver Trimble on the wild pitch. Now you got second and third, still nobody out. Well, you're going to have to deal with wet baseballs the rest of this afternoon, one way or another, and going to get worse if that ball, the more that ball touches that turf, the more it's going to gather some moisture and be difficult to handle. And now Coach Hayden's going to bring his infield all the way in with one run in and no outs here in the third. Second and third. Chase Evans with a golden opportunity with a 2-0 count. Trevor Hukel delivers. Check swing, actually a foul ball. Went off the catcher, Cooper Edwards. He's going to have to walk that off the inside of his leg. Umpire is going to give him an opportunity to shake that off. One nothing. Apaches have taken a lead here in the third on a fielder's choice off the bat of Fiver Trimble. Hit the ball to third base, and they tried to throw the guy out at the plate. Meisner beat the throw. Chopper foul, and the count will be even now at 2-2. Well, these are kind of the not too bad, I guess, in terms of the miserable factor if you're a player. You still got players out there with no sleeves on, so. But as you started getting wet, now it's hard to get comfortable out there. 2-2 pitch. Another wild pitch, and somehow Edwards is able to keep the run from scoring. Ball hit into the turf before it got to Edwards at the plate. In theory, you should have a dry ball when you release it from the mound. So, but the Apaches, their dugouts, trying to keep the home plate umpire full of dry baseballs. They just ran out a whole new batch of them. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Chase Evans at the plate. Apaches with a 1-0 lead here, bottom of the third. Trevor Hukel. The pitch. Fly ball, this should be deep enough. Tackman going back, and it's over his head. It's going to 2-hop the fence. 2 runs will score easily, and Evans is going to chug into third. Here's the throw, and he's safe. A 2 RBI triple by Chase Evans gives the Apaches a 3-0 lead here in the third. So Evans, off the bat, it looked like it might be a routine fly ball. But Tackman, playing relatively shallow, had to get on his horse, and he couldn't catch up to it. And both runs score easily, Bogue and Trimble. And Evans was able to get all the way to third base. So now you have a runner at third. Still nobody out. 3 runs are across, and here's Taylor Broadway. Flew out to center his first time up. Hit the ball well. It's good to see him square one up. Did not get a hit out of it. So now you're going to get some activity in the Chap bullpen. Looks like Tyler Burke is going to run down there, left-handed pitcher from Plano. Start heating up. That's in there for a strike. It's 1-1 to Taylor Broadway. Alec Arnold on deck for the Apaches. Here's the 1-1. Fouls that ball off. That's off to our right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, I'd like to see Broadway start having some situational at-bats here. He's got to find a way to get this run in. Apaches are going to have the kind of year they want. They need Broadway to drive in some runs. Here's the 1-2. Infield drawn in, swing and a miss. And going to have to throw it to first eventually, and Broadway's out. Strikes out here. That'll be the first out of the inning, and that's the third strikeout, of the game for Trevor Huckel. And here's Alec Arnold with a runner at third and 1 out. So another situational at bat for the Tyler offense. See if Arnold can get him in. Infield still drawn way in. And so that's going to give you a lot of holes. If you keep the ball on the ground, you've got a lot of opportunity to get it through the infield. Or if it's deep enough, you want to try to drive the ball to the outfield. So first pitch is outside, ball 1. Three runs on 2 hits for the Apaches. And the visiting Chaps, no runs on 1 hit. Thought about swinging. Home plate umpire looked like he thought about calling it a strike, but he pulled the gun out of the holster, didn't pull the trigger. 2-0 on Arnold. Trevor Huckel, the pitch. Grounder through the hole. There's why you got extra holes when you got that infield drawn in, and certainly helped Alec Arnold right there. RBI single. It's 4-0 Apaches.
Now batting, number 19, Mike Morissette.
Here's the first baseman, Mike Morissette. Walked his last time up. And at some point you wonder how long Coach Hayden will stay with his starter. Trevor Huckel, 61 pitches now in his first outing of the year. Got somebody running down to the bullpen maybe to give some feedback. Trying to see whether he's ready or not. Got somebody running down through the rain there. And Burke is the left-hander that was getting loose. There goes the runner on the first pitch. Throw down, not going to get him. Alec Arnold is safe. Huge jump right there. And so Apaches seemingly running at will here in this one. So Arnold, tell you what, with 1 out, better watch him. He'll likely take third here. That left-hander in his back to him. Morissette up there with a 1-0 count. The pitch. Look out, hit the bull. Right off the wall and thrown away. So it's a wild pitch and then an E2. So Arnold goes to third on the wild pitch, and the catcher, Cooper Edwards, took the ball came right back to him off the wall behind home plate. He rifled it down to third, but the throw was errant and got into left field, and Alec Arnold comes home easily for the 5th run of the inning. So things have kind of exploded here for the Apaches here in the 3rd inning. Had 6 batters come to the plate. 5 of them have scored. Inning started on an error. Ty Meissner reached on an error by the third baseman. A walk to Bogue. A ground ball to third by Trimble that the third baseman, Caden Hartsburg, tried to throw home. But Meissner beat the throw. A triple by Evans. A strikeout of Taylor Broadway. And then a single to left by Alec Arnold. He steals second. Wild pitch to third, and then comes jogging home on the wild throw by the catcher. That's where we stand. 5-0 Apaches. The pitch. It's going to miss, and now 3-0 on Mike Morissette, looking into the dugout, seeing if he's got the green light with the 5-0 lead here in the third inning. Got to believe if he gets something he likes, he's going to take a rip at it, but it's way inside for another walk. Fourth walk of the game for Huckel. So Morissette aboard. Still only one out in the inning, and here's Kason Davis. He drew the second walk of the ball game by Huckel back in the second inning, so he's not having an official at bat in this one, and I've got to believe that at some point pretty soon here, Coach Hayden going to have the hook. 65 pitches for Huckel so far. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt, and Huckel has just lost command. He has not been able to find the strike zone, and when he has, the Apaches have made him pay. Triple by Evans and a single by Arnold this inning have been the big hits. And now it's Davis up there with a runner at first and only one out. Huckel comes set. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses up and away, 2-0. Yeah, we started this ball game at 50, and this rain has cooled it down. It's now 48 degrees, so we thought we were going to get the middle 50s. I don't think it's happening. It says it feels like 44. We got a south-southeasterly now at 11. So that breeze makes it feel even chillier. 3 balls and no strikes to Kason Davis, the DH. He's the 7th hitter in the Apache lineup. Caleb Bell waits on deck. And there's ball 4, and that's going to be it for Trevor Huckel. So the Apaches so far, that's going to be the 5th walk for Trevor Huckel. And that'll be all. We'll let you know a little bit more about the relief pitcher coming in for the Chaps when we return. All right, the new pitcher is a freshman from Plano, Texas, 6'2" and 185. Tyler Burke will come on in relief of Trevor Huckel. Huckel gives up 5 runs on 3 hits, and he's still on the hook for the 2 guys on base right now. He walked 5 and struck out, 2 batters. So Huckel is relieved, and Tyler Burke is in. Freshman out of Plano will take over. Apaches have brought 8 batters to the plate so far in this inning. Caleb Bell will be the 9th. With only 1 out, barring a double play, they're going to bat around. Apaches 5 runs on just 3 hits. They've gotten some help with those 5 walks. they also have been the beneficiary of a couple of errors, one of which was this inning. So
Now batting, number 6, Caleb Bell.
actually, both of them were this inning. And here's Caleb Bell, 9th batter of the inning for the Apaches. Grounded out to the pitcher to end inning number 2, and he finds himself with another chance here in the 3rd. Tyler Burke will toe the rubber here for the Chaps. First pitch, look out, almost hit him. And boy, really struggling with the command here. I don't know if it's a footing issue off the mound. That's the other thing you got to be aware of, is that pitcher, those pitchers can't really get their footing, but I would be a little surprised if that's the case on this turf. One of the benefits is you should be able to be fine on the footing. And so wild pitch will move both base runners into scoring position. So the Chaps have been their own worst enemy here this inning. An error, 1, 2, 3 walks, and by my count, 3 wild pitches. There's another wild pitch that's out of the ballpark, over the net. So a run is in. It's 6-0. Davis goes to 3rd, and an auspicious start for Tyler Burke. 2 pitches, 2 wild pitches. Well, you just can't give away free bases and expect to be able to win ball games. Still only 1 out, a 2-0 count to Bell. And I would think you'd bring that infield in, but now they're playing back. So the corners are in. Ground ball to short, up the middle, base hit by Caleb Bell. 7-0 Apaches. RBI single up the middle for Caleb Bell. Scores Kason Davis. And the only out of the inning was a Taylor Broadway strikeout. And this is one of those big innings you try to avoid if you're on the pitching and defense side. And of course, if you're on the offensive side, you just try to ride that wave. Yeah, Cooper Edwards going to run out and talk to Tyler Burke. You do have a couple of guys playing catch down in the bullpen. Does not look like it is going to be a pitcher, although could be. He's throwing in our direction, which I don't know what. Maybe he's just tossing lightly at the moment. They may want him to go ahead and start firing it up down there. I don't know, but there's a strike by Tyler Burke, and it's 0-1 on Ty Meisner. And Meisner started this inning off, which would seem like an hour ago. Reached on an error by the 3rd baseman. Pickoff attempt. And Bell is back safely. No balls and 1 strike. Apaches have 7 runs on just 4 hits. That tells you all you need to know in terms of the help that they've gotten from the Chaps here in this one. 5 walks, 2 errors, and 4 hits. That's a well-hit ball to center, and that's going to go, it may go all the way to the fence, and it is. And Bell is going to be waved around and going to 3rd. Here's a throw, and it's a stand-up triple for Ty Meisner, and it's 8-0 Apaches. So 2 triples in the inning by the Apaches, and the big inning continues. An 8-run 3rd inning has opened this one up. We started the inning tied at 0, and the Apaches just keep it rolling. So that was the 10th batter of the inning. Here's the 11th batter of the inning, Jacoby Bogue. He walked earlier this inning. His first at bat was a swinging strikeout back in the 1st. First pitch to Bogue in there, strike 1. Well, now you bring your infield all the way in with one out and a runner at third. 8-0 Apaches. So Chap's going to have some work to do. They come in, swing the bats. But for now, they're trying to get that second out of the inning. Apaches have erupted here. Definitely got some help, but they've also helped themselves. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits in the inning now. And it's a 2-1 count on Jacoby Bogue. Been a long inning for the Chap fielders. They're out there trying to stay loose. Here's the 2-1. That's a fly ball, probably deep enough. Tackman in center comes in and makes the grab. And here comes Meisner. He'll score standing up. It's 9-0 Apaches on the sac fly by Jacoby Bogue.
Now batting, number 35, Fiver Trimble.
Well, it's the second out of the inning, and with nobody aboard, here's Fiver Trimble for the second time. He had a ground ball to third, and Meisner slid safely at home plate, so it was scored a fielder's choice. Fiver 1 for 2. First pitch to him misses, ball 1. 9-0 Apaches. Well, you score one more, you wonder if the run rule is going to be in effect. This is a scheduled 7, and technically it would be 10 after 5. So Apaches with the possibility of maybe shortening the game. Of course, there's still a lot of baseball here ahead of us. 7-inning ball game. Base hit through the left side. Trimble with his second hit of the day. So a 2-out single to left by Fiver Trimble, and now Coach Hayden trying to get their bullpen going a little quicker than it is right now. Chase Evans steps in. He tripled in 2 runs his last time up this inning. And his first at bat back in the first inning, he popped up to first base. The Apaches 10, 11, 12. They have brought 12 batters to play. This is the 13th batter of the inning. Scored 9 runs. And 5 of their 6 hits have been in this inning as well. 1-0 count to Chase Evans. The pitch. Line shot foul down the left field line. That's over the bullpen of the Vernon Chaps. Ball was well hit by Chase Evans, but way out in front. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the inning. We're in the bottom of the third. It's 9-0 Tyler. Inning started 0-0, and the Apaches have put up 9. There's a ball that's in the dirt, and Cooper Edwards does a nice job of scampering over and keeping that thing right in front of him. He's had a long inning as well. He's squatting down the whole time. Tyler Burke now has thrown 15 pitches since coming into the ball game. 8 strikes and 7 balls. Towering pop-up, shallow center field. Richardson drifts back at second base, and he will squeeze it for the final out. We'll go F4 if you're scoring at the house. The Apaches bring 13 batters to the plate. They score 9 runs on 5 hits. They leave a guy on. Your new score for Mike Carter as we head to the 4th, 9-0 Apaches. Welcome back to Mike Carter Field. The Apaches have put up a crooked number on the board. 9-0 as we head to the fourth inning.
David.
So it's 3, 4, and 5 for the Chaps. David Peewee-Nofket will lead it off. Jerry Davis and then R.J. Roberts. Peyton Adams came on in the third. He's back on the hill for the Apaches. And if you're the Apaches here, you just need to throw strikes. Just force the action, force some contact, let your defense work. A bit of a shift on here as you got Meisner playing in short right field. And you also have Morissette way off the bag and way to the left. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. And Peewee-Nofket does take a pretty massive step toward the first base side of the field here. So kind of playing the old David Ortiz shift. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Way inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You don't have Bogue on the right side of the infield, but you do have those right side infielders playing a shift here. 2-2. Way outside, and it's a full count. Jerry Davis on deck. Peewee-Nofket walked his first time up. And he takes a rip at that, fouls it straight back. Well, he caught one last night. Hit it about halfway up the light pole in right field. And he had a chance to do some damage in the 7th with 2 outs and 2 on, and just missed it, flew out. And there's another walk, and the leadoff runner aboard. So if you're a Chap fan, that's what you need. You need base runners, and that's going to be the
Number 16,
third walk of the game.
Davis.
First walk for Peyton Adams, third walk for Apache pitchers. Here's Jerry Davis. He grounded out to short his first time up. The pitch. This could be 2 right up the middle. Step on the bag, throw to first, double play. Nicely done there by Ty Meisner. 4-3 on the double play. Erases the base runner. 2 outs and nobody on for R.J. Roberts. High chopper over the mound. And took a nice hop right to Ty Meisner by the bag. He just stepped on second and fired it over to Morissette for the twin killing. And here's the big DH, Roberts. R.J. Roberts, first pitch in there, strike 1. Well, in a perfect world here, you get this final out, and if you can score a run or 2, you might have a shortened run rule game. Chopper to short. Bogue on the big hop. Throws it across. There's your inning. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across for the Chaps. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 9-0 Tyler. All right, we got a new pitcher for the Chaparrals. And it's a right-handed freshman from Round Rock, Texas, Samuel Campos, 6'4" and 190. So Campos will take over for Burke here in the 4th inning. Take his last few warm-up tosses. Let's go through some of the other junior college action in Region 14 today. And let's see if we can refresh this and see if we got any updated scores. And Saturday, the 3rd of February, Wharton, a 12-3 winner over Baton Rouge earlier today. Cowley County 17-0 over Northeast Texas. Carl Albert is at Paris. Western Texas at Alvin. Murray State's at Coastal Bend. Navarro, a 2-1 loser to Weatherford. Seward County 5, Galveston 3. And Eastern Oklahoma is at Panola. Bossier and Laredo tied at 1, or actually tied at 0 so far. And so those are some of the updated scores around Region 14 today. Angelina and Blinn playing a doubleheader. And so that'll bring you up to speed with some of the other Region 14 games. Let's see if we can find some of the Region 5 ball games. The pitch just misses. It's 2 balls and no strikes to Taylor Broadway. Broadway 0 for 2, flew out to center and struck out swinging. The pitch. Pops it up. Shouldn't leave the infield. Look out. Broadway flipping his bat into the net. That might have earned a seat on the bench there. That bat came flying into the net. Broadway not happy. And that's not what you need in a 9-0 game right there, is to have one of your better players lose his composure. No, he's frustrated, but, man, you can't start throwing bats around. And we might have seen the last of Taylor Broadway. Coach Wren out of the dugout, and probably pretty sure Broadway's going to have the rest of the day off. No excuse for that. You got a guy in the on-deck circle, almost lost his head. Alec Arnold at the plate. He was on deck. I was afraid he was going to get hit by that thrown bat by Broadway. Ball in the dirt. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. 9-0 Apaches. 9 runs on 6 hits. Here's the 1-1. Arnold takes low, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, this game is a game of failure, and you got to be able to deal with the ups and the downs. Here's the 2-1. Wow, not sure where that was. Pretty close, and it missed. It's 3-1. Alec Arnold on the day, struck out swinging and had an RBI single back in the 3rd. Here's a strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Part of that 9-run 3rd inning. Arnold was in the middle of it. RBI single and also scored a run. Also stole a bag. Here's the 3-2. And it gets away, and you got to hustle down to first, but I guess we're going to worry about the leg guard. And Arnold's is aboard. It's going to be a 1-out walk to Alec Arnold. 4, 5, the 6th walk of the game for the Apaches. And stepping in now is Mike Morissette. Morissette has the recipient of 2 of those 6 walks. He does not have an official at bat in this one. First pitch, outside corner, strike 1. So, if Arnold can find his way around the bases here, the Apaches could be 3 outs from a victory. As generally the run rule's 10 runs after 5. Throw back behind Arnold, and he's back safely. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch is in there for a strike. It's 1-2. Arnold kind of put the brakes on the running game at this point as a 9-run lead. Could be a gapper. No one's getting there. This could score the 10th run of the game. Bounces off the pole. Arnold is going to be sent around to the plate. Here's the relay, not in time. It's an RBI double, and it's 10-0 Apaches. Morissette with the RBI double makes it 10-0. So we will find out if they're going to play a run rule here. They could.
Now batting, number 24.
Usually it's 10 after 5, so the Chaps will get at least one more at bat. The wind now picking up here at Mike Carter. And stepping in for the Apaches is Kason Davis. Davis also has 2 walks on the day. 1 out, and Morissette at second. First pitch misses, ball 1. Now, out in Region 5. Today's game, we do have a few scores here. Eastfield defeated North Central 7-0. That's a final. You got TCS Postgrad at Brookhaven. Cisco at Cedar Valley. Heston is at Richland. Now time called by the DH, Kason Davis. Midland is at McLennan. Western Texas at Alvin. The Redlands, 17-9 winners over Frank Phillips. That's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pima plays at El Paso Community College. Navarro, 2-1 losers to Weatherford. I think we read that score to you on the Region 14 site. Colby, 18-2 over New Mexico Military. Ball in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. And the rest of them are just game 2 of the doubleheader for those other games. So lots of junior college baseball going on all over the region, both Region 5, which is out in the western part of the state. That's the region that the Chaps are in. And Region 14, which is the Apaches region in the eastern part of Texas. So 2 balls and a strike with 1 out. Morissette at second. 10-0 Apaches. Pops it up out of play. And count to go 2 balls and 2 strikes. You got a right-hander tossing in the Apache bullpen at the moment. Marco Gutierrez is down there getting warm. And we'll see if the Apaches go to Gutierrez here in the 5th. I would think they would if he's getting warmed up. Here's the 2-2. And that's low. And it's a full count now on Kason Davis. Caleb Bell would be next. Kind of frustrating if you've ever been in these kind of lopsided games. Sometimes you just can't seem to find the strike zone. Check swing, thought he went around, and they're going to throw to first. And so I'm not sure. Evidently, I think the home plate umpire called it out on a swing, so that's a strikeout of Kason Davis. It's the 4th strikeout of Apache batters. First strikeout for Samuel Campos. And that's going to bring Caleb Bell to the plate. Caleb Bell 1 for 2. Single to center. And a ground out to the pitcher. He got an RBI his last time up. Knocked the ball right up the middle and drove a run in. First pitch misses. It's 1-0. Hour and 34 minutes into this ball game. Yeah, kind of halfway swung at that one. It's a strike. 1-1. Looking down on these fans, boy, it got to be cold down there. Got a couple of folks down there braving it. Rain has subsided for the moment. Here's the 1-1. Two balls and a strike with 2 outs. Morissette at second. It's 10-0 Tyler here in the bottom of the 4th. Scored 9 in the 3rd inning and 1 more in the 4th. And that's going to sail high for a 3-1 count. And you do have another right-hander. A couple of guys playing catch down there. Looks like some position players may have been maybe tossing behind the fence, but you do have a big right-hander on the mound getting loose in the bullpen. So here's the 3-1, and he missed high, ball 4. The 7th walk of the ball game. And the 2nd walk for Samuel Campos. Here's Ty Meisner now for the 3rd time today. Reached on an error, tripled in a run last time up. 1 for 2. Apaches trying to add to a 10-0 lead here in the bottom of the 4th. I would think that we would be playing under the 10 after 5 rule, but we may be playing it out just because it's early in the year. Try to get pitchers some work. We'll have to see what happens if the Apaches can hold on to at least a 10-run advantage after the 5th inning. Here's the next pitch. In there for a strike. Snap throw to second. Cooper Edwards trying to mix it up a little bit. Keep Morissette close to second. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and 2 aboard for the Apaches. 10 runs on 7 hits for the Apaches. And it's a 2-1 count now with 2 outs and 2 aboard. 6'4" and 190, Samuel Campos, right-handed freshman from Round Rock, on the mound for the Chaps. He comes set, the 2-1. Up the middle, base hit. And Morissette is going to be held at third. And the throw kind of came wild, so he probably could have scored, but you don't know that. All you know is that center fielder Tackman was pretty shallow when he made that throw. So Bucky held him up at third. Base hit by Meisner, and here's the top of the Apache lineup for the 4th time, Jacoby Bogue. So you got bases full of Apaches. 1 run is already in, and the top of the lineup at the plate here in the 4th. And maybe you like to give yourself a little bit of cushion on that run rule if they're going to play it. They do enforce the run rule here. And a breaking pitch misses outside. Good job by Cooper Edwards to block that pitch. Otherwise, it's another run for the Apaches. Ten runs on 8 hits. The Chaps have been limited to just 1 hit in this one. And that was the first batter of the ball game. Dylan Tackman led this game off with a single to center, and since then, they have not been able to muster up any kind of offense. Here's the 2-0 to Bogue. Well hit, shallow center field, and drops in the gap. 1 run is in. Here comes the 2nd run. A 2-run double for Jacoby Bogue. It's 12-0 Apaches. When it rains, it pours, I'll tell you. The Apaches have been they've been able to muster up a lot of offense here in this one. A 9-run inning, and they followed it up with a 3-run inning, and there's still 2 outs, and Coach Hayden's going to go to his bullpen. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is when we return. It's 12-0 Apaches. We're still in the bottom of the 4th inning. All right, the new pitcher for the Chaps is Michael Bauman, 6'5", 180, right-handed sophomore from Arlington, Texas. So for Bauman, he's a returning sophomore. He appeared in 20 ball games last year. He was 0-0 with a 9.09 ERA, 31 2/3 innings pitched, 30 strikeouts, 27 walks for the sophomore. From Arlington, Texas, Michael Bauman. And looks like the Apaches are going to bring up a pinch hitter here. Pierce Hollister is the pinch hitter for the Apaches. He'll bat for Trimble. First pitch fouled off, and it's 0-1 on Hollister. So Pierce Hollister, 6'3", 210, the right-handed sophomore out of Dickinson. The next pitch, little chopper to third. Tough play here. No man's land. Nowhere to go. Infield single for Hollister. And boy, I'm telling you, when it rains, it pours. Even the little nubbers are working for the Apaches.
Now batting, number 18, Chase Evans.
So another run comes in. And 1-2. Well, let's see here. 1-2. I have, is it 13? Is that right? Little check swing and going to trickle foul. And we have another pinch hitter. No, we don't. Chase Evans still in the ball game. Sorry. And pinch hitter is on deck. Tyler Griffin is going to hit for Broadway. So we got a couple of new batters in the lineup here for Tyler. 0-1 pitch misses high. We're even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Michael Bauman, a new pitcher, a sophomore from Arlington. Big, tall righty, 6'5", 180. The Apaches are on the corners. You got Hollister at first and Bogue at third. And that ball gets in the dirt, and Hollister will hold his ground. So 4 runs are in the inning. It's 13-0 Apaches. 13 runs on 11 hits. As Chase Evans, last time up he popped up to end the 3rd inning, but earlier that inning he had a 2-run triple. So he's 1 for 3 in this ball game. That ball, another good block, is Cooper Edwards doing yeoman's work back behind the plate today. These are hard games to catch for sure, as his pitchers have given him a workout. It's always kind of frustrating as well when you're trailing on the scoreboard and ball in the dirt. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Bauman. Another low one, and the bases are loaded for the Apaches again. Let's see, that's the 8th walk of the game. First walk for Bauman. And the Apaches have batted around
Now batting, number 4, Tyler
again.
Griffin.
Here's Tyler Griffin. Griffin will bat for Broadway. Broadway led the inning off with a pop-up to short and rifled the bat into the net. It's never a good look when you're up 9-0, especially for one of your leaders, but sure he'll learn from it. 13-0 Apaches, bases loaded. Bauman come set, going to go from the stretch here. The pitch. Look out, ball gets away from the catcher. Nobody's going to move. Not sure that Bogue might have, he probably could have scored, but no sense in adding insult to injury here. A couple of ways of looking at that. You kind of want your guys to keep playing the game, but you also want to be realistic and not pouring salt in the wound here. So 13-0. We're in the bottom of inning number 4. The Apaches put a 9 up in the 3rd inning, and now they've added on with a 4-run 4th inning, and there's 2 outs and the bases loaded. Here's the pitch. And man, oh man, Cooper Edwards, that guy is still hopping around. Ball's in the dirt every other pitch. Really got to believe he's going to be sore on that bus trip home. And this is not what the Chaps wanted to look at for Game 3 of the series. 284 miles back to Vernon. And they're looking a 3-game sweep in the face here. Here's the 2-0. Another low one. Boy, this is kind of how it goes sometimes. Baseball is a game where, again, you've got to be able to deal with not performing well all the time, because there's going to be those days where you don't. It's also going to be those days where everything seems to go your way. And right now, this ball game, the Apaches, a lot going their way. There's the 3-0. And that's in there for a strike. 3-1. And umpire pointing Tyler Griffin back into the dugout, or into the batter's box, trying to keep this one moving. pace of the game has slowed dramatically here. Here's the 3-1. Look out, Bucky with his hands in his pocket. Look out there, Bucky. He almost got drilled. And he'll learn soon enough that sometimes as coach in third, you got to kind of move down the line a little bit so you don't get nailed. Cold days, you got to have your hands in your pocket. He's got the hood on. The rain is starting to pick up again here at Mike Carter. Here's the next payoff pitch. Popped out of play. We'll do it again. Everybody off to the races with a full count, 2 outs, bases loaded. Well, if Tyler Griffin were to get a base hit, you'd get probably a couple of runs here. And with Evans over at first base, you never know. It's getting a pretty good lead over there and a running start. Here's the 3-2 again. Little looper right at the second baseman, and he'll squeeze it. Richardson makes the final out of the inning at second base. So Griffin pops up to a little looping liner to second base. The Apaches put 4 more on the board. 13-0 is our score. We'll find out if we're playing run rule. I got to believe we are, but we'll find out. If the Chaps cannot score at least 4 runs, the game may be over, but we'll keep you abreast of that as we go through. We go to the top of the 5th. It's 13-0 Apaches. All right, the new pitcher for the Apaches is Marco Gutierrez. And, of course, Gutierrez was on the squad last year. And see if we can pull up some. I don't know that he's thrown yet this season.
Leading off, number 8.
No, this will be his first outing of the 2018 season. Last year, Gutierrez appeared in 9 ball games, was 1-0 with a 1.20 ERA. He threw 15 innings on the season last year, 10 strikeouts, 4 walks. For the sophomore, 6 foot 170, Marco Gutierrez from Center, Texas. First pitch misses, ball 1. It's Cooper Edwards, the catcher. This guy has worked really hard behind the plate, struck out swinging in his only at bat. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. He has worked really hard behind the plate as the Chaps have used 4 pitchers. Hukel started the game, then it was Tyler Burke, Samuel Campos, and then Michael Bauman. And Edwards has had to block a lot of baseballs today, and he almost got hit by that. 2 balls and a strike. Marco Gutierrez on in relief. You're just looking for 3 outs here, and that may be your ball game. We'll see. If there's although the Chaps have another pitcher in the pen, so we may be playing this out. We may be playing the 7-inning game. They've got a right-hander in the bullpen. It's possible he's just getting some side work in before they get on the bus. We'll have to see. We won't know until this inning ends. If it ends with a 10-run advantage and the team starts shaking hands, we'll know the game's over. Don't have a way to communicate with the dugout at this point, so probably need to maybe get the mobile number for one of the student trainers and see if we can get some of that information from time to time. Every once in a while, there's a need for us to find out info from the dugout. Pop up right side. And drifting over into foul territory and out of the ballpark. The wind has picked up a good bit. And that ball was definitely wind-aided, and it drifted out of the live ball area just into the bleachers down the right side. So Edwards will get another crack at it. Marco Gutierrez on as the third pitcher of the day for the Apaches. Peyton Adams pitched 2 innings, came on in the 3rd inning. Pretty started the ball game, and he went 2 complete. As is Peyton Adams, I believe, would be the winner. Yeah, it would be Peyton Adams getting the win if the score holds as is. Of course, Gutierrez would not be in line for a save here. And that ball misses outside. Now you got a full count. As you mentioned earlier here, you just need strikes. The 3-2 pitch. Little tapper to the third base side, and that is foul. You got Tyler Griffin now down at third base. Here's the next payoff pitch. That ball's well hit down the left field line, but curving foul into the Chap bullpen. Well hit ball by Edwards right there, but just got out in front of it a bit. And we saw Edwards in last night's ball game. He was the cleanup hitter. 1 for 4 last night, struck out twice, a base hit to left field. Did not play in game 1 and got the start here in the 2nd game. He has worked really hard. And he'll get the 3rd payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Take a good hack at that. And that'll be just the 3rd strikeout of the day, or of this ball game, excuse me, for the Chaps. First strikeout for Marco Gutierrez. His initial outing here in the 2018 season is right now. 1 up, 1 down. And here's Tyler Latham. He struck out swinging his first time up. Tries to bunt his way aboard and missed it for strike 1. The Apache hitters have got halfway through the lineup, and all of them have 4 at-bats. This is just the 2nd plate appearance for Latham in this ballgame. Only 1 hit for the Chaps. So a nice job by Pretty and Adams to limit this offense. And, of course, the Apache offense got some help with some walks, but also they mix in a couple of hits and a 9-run 3rd and a 4-run 4th. Misses low. 2-1. Tyler Latham, left fielder for the Chaps. He's a freshman from Wichita Falls. And hit by a pitch. Gutierrez lost that one. And it went right off the back of Latham.
Number 20, Caden Hartsburg.
Here's Caden Hartsburg. He'll step in. He was 0 for 3 in the opener today. And in last night's ball game, was 0 for 4. So 0 for 8 in the series. Flew out to right his first time up. Here's the pitch from Gutierrez. That's outside, ball 1. So Marco having a little bit of a command issue here. That pitch wasn't close. Comes set. Here's the 1-0. That's in there for a strike. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out and 1 aboard here Top of the 5th, 7-inning scheduled game. You got some Vernon pitchers hanging out in the bullpen, so I'm not totally sure if they're going to play this 7-inning out. It originally, pretty sure was on the docket as a 9, and he got him. He slid off the bag. The third first base umpire was right there, and there's 2 outs. I think he realized he did slide off. Latham is picked off 2-3. Nicely done there by the catcher, Caleb Bell. And Morissette kept the tag on the runner, and with the slippery turf, Latham slipped off the bag and applied the tag, and now you're possibly down to your last strike here if you're a Chap fan. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Marco Gutierrez trying to finish up the 5th inning. And here's the next pitch. And that ball, little ejecto glove out of Bell. Pops out. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Caden Hartsburg. And Brock Richardson, the second baseman, on deck for the Chaps. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. And that's the 5th. And I think we're playing on here. Nobody's acting like the ball game's over, so we are playing on. There's a new pitcher for Vernon. So we go to the bottom half of inning number 5. Evidently, we're going to play through the 7-inning game. 13-0 Apaches. Back in just a minute. All right, we play on here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. A new pitcher for the Chaps. It's 6'8", Tyler Parker. He's a freshman from Gaffney, South Carolina. And he'll come on and take over for Michael Bauman here in the bottom half of inning number 5. So got a power forward on the mound for the Chaps. 6'8". Big, long right-hander. Listed at 6'8", 240 pounds. He'll face 5, 6, and 7 for the Apaches, as the Apaches batted around in consecutive innings. As we head to the bottom of inning number 5, it's Alec Arnold leading it off. Apaches brought 10 batters to the plate in the 4th inning. They brought 13 batters to the plate in the 3rd inning. 13-0 is our score. We're going to evidently play through 7 here. First pitch swinging, and Arnold way out in front of that. Ball's hit into the batting cage area down the left side. Strike 1. So far in this one, Arnold struck out, singled, got an RBI on a single to left in the 3rd, and walked and scored in the 4th. Chopper foul down the left side. And it's quickly 0-2 on Alec Arnold. The 0-2 pitch. And it's outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cooper Edwards having to block that pitch again. The 5th pitcher of the day for the Chaps. The Apaches have used just 3 so far. Swing and a miss. Arnold is down on strikes. And 5th strikeout of the day for Chap pitching. First strikeout for Tyler Parker. 1 up, 1 down. Here's Mike Morissette. Morissette has walked twice, RBI double, and 2 runs scored. We have a bit of a challenge wrapping this one up with all the runs we've scored. We had a couple of Apaches score 2 runs, and Meisner has scored 2 runs. Nobody's scored more than 2. There's a chopper, and Pee Wee Nofka tried to make a play, and it was way to his right. And almost got to give him an infield single there. So there's a runner aboard with 1 out. Here's Kason Davis, the DH. Davis has walked twice and struck out. Big right-hander, Tyler Parker. First pitch in there, strike 1. Gaffney, South Carolina is where Tyler Parker hails from. He's on in relief here in the 5th. Pops it up high and shallow left field. Coming in is Latham. And he'll make the grab in shallow left field for the 2nd out. So Davis is out, and here's Caleb Bell. Caleb Bell, ground ball to the pitcher, RBI single to center, and a walk. He scored twice. Apaches, even with all the runs the Apaches have scored, only have 2. Well, they got 3 guys with multi-hit ball games. Meisner, Fiver Trimble, and Morissette. Line drive to 3rd, throw over to 2nd, and that'll do it. So Hartsburg flips it over to Richardson, and the Apaches get a single by Morissette, but that's it. So that'll end the 5th inning. We'll head to the inning number 6. It's still 13-0 Apaches. Back in just a minute on ApacheAthletics.com. 9-1-2 for the Chaps here in the top of the 6th inning, the scheduled 7-inning ball game. And we're going to go ahead and play this out. And it's understandable early in the year you want to get these pitchers some work. Guys make teams traveling on the road to. We initially thought it was a 7-9 doubleheader, but we're told early on in the afternoon it was a 7-7, and then when the score got out of hand, we thought it might be a 5, but with the I'm sure with the pitching staff, especially for Vernon, they have not played any games other than these games, so they're definitely wanting to get some of their pitchers some work here. So we're going to play through 7. It's a 1-1 count to Brooke Richardson. He reached on a walk back in the 3rd inning in his only at bat. It's a 1-1 count. Marco Gutierrez still working here for the Apaches, and nobody in their bullpen, so maybe his game the rest of the way. Well, there's a few guys down there. Let's see. I guess they are milling around. Maybe not sure if we'll have any other pitchers for the Apaches, but I'm going to guess we're going to play through 7 here, at least. And that pitch got away from Marco. Nobody on, nobody out. It's a 3-1 count. On 9-hitter, Brooke Richardson. The pitch. And he missed inside, ball 4. So for Gutierrez, that's his first walk.
Number 5, Dylan Hackman.
It's the 4th walk of the day for Apache pitching. Back to the top we go, Dylan Tackman. Tackman 1 for 2 in this ball game. Single to center field. That's the only hit the Chaps have mustered. Tackman led the ball game off with a single, and since then it's been no hits. Here's the 1-0 in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 13-0. Apaches lead it. 13 runs on 11 hits, no errors. The Chaps from Vernon College, no runs, 1 hit, 2 errors. The next pitch popped up right side. Should not be a problem for Arnold. And 2 hands here in the big leagues. He squeezes that one. And there's 1 out.
Now batting, number 14, Shadion Yamanika.
Here's Shadion Yamanika, the shortstop, laid down a bunt way back in the 1st inning and flew out to center field to end inning number 3. Closing in on 5 o'clock here Central Time. Fouled straight back, and that'll trickle off onto the field. Actually, that ball did get knocked off. Thought we're going to be looking at that ball on the net the rest of the day, and it's not there anymore. So, no balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Outside corner on the fastball. It's 0-2. Marco Gutierrez, sophomore from Center, Texas. Pitching here in the 6th inning. 13-0 lead for the Apaches. Outside corner, strike 3. And there's 2 outs in the inning. And Yamanika didn't like the call.
Now batting, number 23.
And it's the 4th strikeout of the ball game for Apache pitchers. And that's going to be the first strikeout for Marco Gutierrez. Well, that's not right. That's his 3rd strikeout. So 3 of the 4 strikeouts. Yeah, I got to miscount it here. I'm going to have to tally them up here in a minute. 1-0 count on P. Winofka. And that pitch is going to miss low. 2-0 on the big left-handed first baseman. And he has walked twice in this one. In game 1 today, 0 for 2 with a walk. And in game 1, he was 1 for 3 with that big homer to right field. 2 balls and no strikes. David Peewee-Nofkit. Marco Gutierrez comes set. The pitch misses high and inside, and it's 3-0. So, and now you're going to get a little more activity down that bullpen. Somebody's. The 3-0. Check swing. He might have gone, but nope. It's another walk. And now you got runners at first and second. The second walk of the inning. Fifth walk of the game for Tyler pitchers. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5, 6 strikeouts for Apache pitchers in this ball game. And for Gutierrez, he struck out 3 of the 6. First pitch foul back. It's 0-1 to the right fielder, Jerry Davis. 0 for 2 in this ball game. Another big hack by Davis. Fouls it straight back. And Gutierrez quickly jumps ahead, 0-2. 2 outs in the inning, 2 aboard. Both of them reached by the walk. Gutierrez has his sign. The 0-2. Little tapper to short. Bogue takes the big hop, flips it over to Meisner at second, and that's the inning. So 6-4 if you're scoring at the house to end the inning. The Apaches will come bat in the 6th inning. 13-0. Back in just a minute from Mike Carter Field in Tyler, Texas. And welcome back to Mike Carter Field as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. We have another new arm for the Vernon Chaps. It's a freshman from Arlington, Texas, 5'10" and 170. Hayden Branch will take over for Tyler Parker on the mound for Coach Sam Hayden. and the Vernon Chaparrals. And the rain has picked up once again. Wind blowing a little stiffer now, right in our face.
Leading off for the Apaches, number 2, Ty Meisner.
Here's Ty Meisner. As the rain continues to move through the area, just patches here and there. Current temperature now 47 degrees. As the wind has blown that rain in this press box, we may have to close this thing if it gets too heavy here. Our equipment's going to get wet. First pitch is going to miss. It's not going to be, I'm not sure we're going to be able to do that. If we close it, we're going to be looking through some streaks here. Next pitch misses, and I think it's 2-0. Everything in this press box is getting wet. Got that window open. 2 balls and a strike to Meisner. And that pitch missed, and it's 3-1 now. Nobody on and nobody out. Bottom of the 6th. It's 13-0 Apaches. Maybe what we do here is be able to pull the camera back a little bit. Stay out of the water. The water's not blowing all the way back in, so sorry for the moving picture. We're trying to keep our equipment dry here. We kind of broadcast through an open window. There's a leadoff walk to roll the lineup back to the top of the lineup. I don't know if you can wipe it all you want. It's going to look like that if we close it. So it's not going to be, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. I think if we pull back here, we'll be okay as long as it's not blowing too far in here. Hopefully the wind doesn't pick up anymore. The rain looks like it wants to taper off here. Keep getting these little patches of green. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bogue at the plate. A leadoff walk to Meisner. And that pitch is in there. Mr. Umpire might be feeling the end of this game too. One and 2 with nobody out. Fouled straight back. Now, one of the things that the wind has picked up dramatically here in the last 10 minutes. And that's definitely going to affect the ball when it goes in the air. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And it's listed at 15 miles an hour now. There's a line shot, center field, base hit for Bogue. And that'll be his second hit of the ball game. And the offensive numbers continue to add up for the Apaches. So here is Pierce Hollister now for the second time. He got an infield single his last time up. I don't want to think about how many baseballs they've gone through down there. Just have to keep rolling them out there. And back in the day, we used to have some quick dry in the dugout in a bucket. We'd throw the balls that were wet into that bucket, shake them around for a couple innings, and pull them out. 13-0 Apaches. We're in the bottom of the 6th. They've gotten their first 2 base runners on here. Check swing did not go. And the wind continues to whip here. That's the difference in the last 10 minutes is I don't think it's raining that much harder, but the wind has picked up. It's blowing right in this press box, and so got to be careful with some of this computer equipment, and our iPad is so far so good. Still functioning here. Here's the 1-0, and that gets away. And So the runners will move up. And you do wonder at times here now on the wild pitch, base runners will move up 90 feet. At some point, even with the turf, if the pitchers aren't going to get good footing and they can't safely throw a ball to the plate, whether the umpire considers canceling the game. But evidently, still not a safety issue, so we'll continue. 2-0, the pitch. There's another wild pitch. I'm not sure that the question is whether the wildness has anything to do with the conditions or whether it has more to do with the pitcher. He's not finding the zone. It's 3-0. He's walked 2 guys, and he's 3-0 on this one. Pierce Hollister, infield single in his first at bat, and now up for the second time in the ballgame. Here's the 3-0. Take a hack at that one, missed it, and it's 3-1. Did peek into the dugout to get the okay from Coach Wren. Generally, hitters a little reluctant to take a rip at a 3-0 offering, but did there. Here's the 3-1. It's outside, ball 4. So, walk number 8, according to my unofficial numbers. It's going to be actually walk number 9. So 9 walks for the Apaches, and that has spelled doom for the Chaps. Bases loaded, nobody out in a 13-0 game. And here's Chase Evans. Breaking pitch, catches the outside corner. That's a nice-looking pitch right there. And it's 0-1. Evans on the day, 1 for 3 with a run scored. He did have an RBI double or triple back in the 3rd inning. And I'm not sure where that was, but pretty close. Called a ball, and it's 1-1. Here's the pitch. Way outside. Ball's got good movement on it. You just got to locate it a little better. 2 balls and a strike. Nobody out, bases loaded. The Apaches lead this one 13-0 in the bottom of the 6th. Hayden Branch on the mound. And he's just had trouble with the outside. All his pitches are tailing away. And now Coach Hayden asking to see if his bullpen is ready to go. And Branch has just struggled here to throw strikes. 3-1. Strike on the outside part of the plate. And it's a full count. Chase Evans, full count, fouls that one away. Off to the right side. We'll do it again at 3-2. Bases full of Apaches with a 13-0 lead. Been all Apaches here and have gotten some help from the walk, but that ball is going to come back towards us out of play. Man, I don't know who those hardy souls are out there, but they haven't moved. I mean, I don't know, and I'm sitting next to a heater. I'm not sure. There's a couple folks in that bleachers that have not moved. There's a line drive left field. That's going to score a run. 14-0 on the RBI single from Chase Evans. So Evans gets his 2nd hit of the day, his 3rd RBI of the day. Everybody else moves up a spot. Meisner scores the 14th run for the Apaches, and that's going to be all for Hayden Branch. We'll have a new pitcher for the Chaps. Let you know who he is when we come back. All right, the new pitcher is a freshman from Fredericksburg, Texas. 6'3", 175. It's Remington Neffendorf. And he will be the 7th pitcher of the day for the Chaps. I'm out of room on my sheet here. I got more guys getting loose down there, so probably not going to be the last pitcher for Coach Hayden. He comes on with nobody out, and the base is loaded with Apaches. Tyler Griffin's going to get his second at bat of the ball game. A little looping liner to the second baseman last time up. 0 for 1 in this ball game. $14-0 Apaches. Bottom of the 6th inning. And first pitch is outside, ball 1. Neffendorf, a freshman from Fredericksburg, listed at 6'3" and 175. I tell you, almost every arm that has come in has been a big, tall, lanky guy. One of them was 6'8". Tyler Parker. His pitchers today, 6'2", 6'2", 6'4", 6'5", 6'8". Hayden Branch was the shortest of the bunch at 5'10", and then Neffendorf now 6'3". Here's the 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike, and it's 2-1. Apaches with 14 runs on 13 hits, and the Chaps with no runs on just 1 hit. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Griffin. Came on in the 5th inning. And this is his second plate appearance of the ball game. The pitch. Look out, line shot, almost got Bogue down at third. He had to hop out of the way. We've got a handful of Chaps down that bullpen now. Looks like guys are definitely getting loose, so we're going to have some either substitutions on the position side or maybe see another guy or two on the mound. 2-2 pitch gets away, and Bogue thought about coming home, but went ahead and stopped. You still got nobody out here in the bottom of inning number 6. And the Apaches have batted around in 2 innings, and the way things are going here, they look a chance of doing it again here in the 6th inning. They did post a 0 in the 5th. 9 runs in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, 0 in the 5th, and now 1 more here in the 6th. But they have the loaded, bases are loaded. 1 run is already in, and nobody out. Tyler Griffin just took a healthy hack at that fastball and fouled it straight back. So that ball's in the dirt, and it's going to walk in or run. So the 10th walk of the ball game. First walk of the outing for Neffendorf. Here's John Mike Bounds is going to get his first at bat. He's going to bat for Arnold. So assuming he'll take over in the outfield for Arnold. So here's Big John. He got some at bats in game 1. He was 1 for 2 in the first ball game today. $15-0 is our score. And there's still nobody out here in the 6th inning. And that's popped out of play off to the left. And that hops onto the bleachers and out. The wind, especially on this left side, blowing straight in from center field. Definitely has picked up in intensity in the last inning or two. The 0-1 fouls it off. That went off Mr. Umpire. He's not happy about it. Gonna waddle over to the right here and shake it off. Well, on a cool day like this, the last thing you need is a foul tip off any. I don't know if it went off his foot. I think it might have gone off his foot. 0-2 on John Mike Bounds. Morissette scheduled to bat next. Looks like he's in the on-deck circle. So 0-2 outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the 1-2 pitch. And another good job at the plate by Cooper Edwards. The ball is going to be pretty wet. And he'll flip it back to the umpire. He'll try to rub it down a little bit. He'll put it back in his pouch. So it's hard to judge. Balls evidently don't absorb too much water off that turf. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out. Bases loaded. Well hit, right field, base hit. Everybody moves up a station, and it's 16-0. Base hit by John Mike Bounds. And boy, the Apaches, when it just finding everything's clicking today. It's 16-0. Here's Mike Morissette, and Morissette 2 walks. A double and a single. 2 for 2 today. First pitch to Morissette. Swing and a miss, strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Still nobody out. That pitch misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch fouled off to the left, and after all the clouds and rain, the sky is brightening, so I don't know if that sun's trying to come out or what, but it's definitely brightened up here in the last few minutes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Morissette at the plate. 2 for 2 for Mike. Couple of walks and a double and a single. Bottom of the 6th, 16-0. Little chopper to first, foul ball. Pee Wee Nofbit caught that ball just to his left. And so we'll return to our places. 16, 15, and 0 for the Apaches. 0-1 and 2 for the chaps from Vernon College. The 1-2 pitch. Up the middle, off the glove of the pitcher into center. 1 run will score. It's 17-0. RBI single for Morissette. So that's his 3rd hit of the day. His 2nd RBI.
Now batting, number 24, Kason Davis.
Still nobody out. Apaches now with 8th batter of the inning. And they're threatening to bat around, as we thought earlier. Kason Davis steps up. And now you're going to get Neffendorf going from the windup here. And that's in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1, way outside, and you got Cooper Edwards doing a somersault back there trying to catch the ball. And I could just tell you, he's really working hard back there on a tough day. 17-0 is our score. And again, the 7th pitcher of the day for Vernon. 2 balls and a strike. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, and it's 3-1. And now the catcher, I don't know if he got hurt on that pitch or what. Did it hit the umpire again? Is that what the problem was? Catcher went out, not that we need a further delay here, but he went out and talked to the pitcher, Remington Neffendorf. Came on. We've already had 2 pitchers in this inning. That ball's drilled into left field, a single. And it's 18-0. And the hit parade continues. RBI singles. 3 batters in a row. Bounds, Morissette, and now Davis. And we're going to go ahead and I think we're going to make another pitching change here. And that'll be it. Neffendorf is going to come out. And we'll see the 8th pitcher of the day for the Chaps. Let you know who that is in just a minute. All right, the new pitcher is Charles Chavez, 5'10 and 205, right-handed freshman from Pflugerville, Texas. And he's going to face Caleb Bell here. Bell's the 9th batter of the inning for the Apaches here in the 6th inning. They've had a 9-run 3rd inning, a 4-run 4th, and now a 5-run 6th. Bases still loaded, nobody out. Breaking pitch away, ball 1. Meisner on deck for the Apaches. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Bell. And it's 2-0. And we still got a left-hander thrown in the Chap bullpen, so May need to see another pitcher. This is pitcher number 8 of the day. Not just of the day, of the ball game. They threw 2 guys in game 1, so there's 10 arms in this doubleheader. 3-0 now to Caleb Bell. And the pitch. And ball 4. So 11th walk of the day.
Now batting, number 2, Todd Meisner.
First walk for Chavez. And that's going to bring up Ty Meisner. And he led the inning off with a walk. In there for a strike. And it's 0-1. Well, these are kind of challenging games to be a part of on either side, really. Obviously, you'd like to be on the side of the team that's winning these type of games, but all you can do is encourage guys to keep playing hard, really, on both sides. Doing their best. The Apaches just finding a way. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits in the inning. They have gotten some help, and the Apaches now with 17 hits. But the Vernon pitchers have also issued, by my unofficial count, 11 walks. So you put those two things together and it adds up to 19 runs. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to second. And everybody's safe. And that's what happens when you have some walks. Your infielders kind of lose their rhythm out there. And a well-hit ball to Richardson, and he missed it. So it's an E4. Everybody's safe. So 7 runs now here in the 6th inning. Still nobody out. And here's Jacoby Bogue for the 6th time here in 6 innings. Score's now 20-0. Charles Chavez thought that might have a chance to be a double play ball, and Richardson, what often happens when you got pitchers that struggle with their command is those infielders kind of start getting on their heels, and the best recipe for good defense is strike throwers. Here's the 0-2. Another block by Cooper Edwards. He might be the MVP of the day there. And working like a yeoman back there, blocking pitches. Here's the 1-2. Misses high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Old chopper foul. Off the net. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jacoby Bogue at the plate. And I'm just trying to figure out who's who here. I think we got Bell is at second. There's a grounder to short. 6 and 4 and 3. Double play, a run scores. So Bogue will not get an RBI there. He ground into the 6-4-3 double play. But a run does come home. It's 21-0.
Now batting, number 13, Peter Hollister.
And now you got runners, or a single runner with Caleb Bell at third. And Meisner was cut down at second. And Here's Pierce Hollister for the third time. There's a little tapper to short and an infield single. Nobody had a real good play on that, and the third baseman, Hartsburg, tried to stop it. He did. He gloved it, but I don't know. The only shortstop, Jimenez, might have had or Hamanika might have had a chance there, but I don't know that he would have been able to throw out Hollister either. So it's a 1B5, and Hollister will get an RBI. Bell's come home to score the 22nd run of the ball game. And here's Chase Evans for the 6th time in 6 innings. Oh, his 6th at bat. First pitch in there, strike 1. Evans with 2 hits, 3 RBIs. He scored 2 runs. 0-1 is the count. The pitch. Fly ball, that's trouble. Left center field, no one's getting that. It's going to one-hop the wall. And the runner will be sent home. And it's 23-0. And Hollister comes all the way around to score on the RBI double by Chase Evans. So now Chase Evans is a home run away from the cycle. Here's Tyler Griffin for the 3rd time. Lined out to second and walked. So he's 0 for 1. Apaches now 23 runs on 19 hits. Charles Chavez working here, bottom of the 6th. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 runs in the inning for the Apaches. Chopper foul. There's not a whole lot to say on either side of things here. If you're losing in this game, it's you just try to keep playing. If you're winning in this game, you try to keep playing. No balls and 2 strikes to Tyler Griffin. The pitch. Fly ball, right field. Going back as Davis makes the catch, and that finally ends the inning. Apaches get 10 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hits. And they'll leave a couple guys on. We'll go to the 7th. We think this might be the last inning. We're not sure. It's supposed to be originally scheduled as a 9. We were told earlier in the day we were playing 2 7s. We go to the top of the 7th. It's 23-0 Apaches. All right, we go to the 7th inning. We got a new pitcher for the Apaches. It's a left-handed freshman from Cy Ranch. Sidney McWhite, 6'2", 175. He gets his first outing of the season. First pitch is in there for strike one. And who we got we got a pinch hitter here?
Yeah, William Osteen.
Okay, so Osteen is the pinch hitter. He batted in the first game. So he'll hit for Roberts here in the DH spot. 5 spot in the lineup. Here's the 1-1. Shallow fly ball left field. And ranging over and making the play is Pierce Hollister. So 1 out here in the 7th on the F7.
John Yanes.
And another pinch hitter for the Chaparrals. It's going to be John Lanas, freshman from Corozal, Puerto Rico. Swing and a miss, strike one. So far, Sidney McWhite throwing strikes. That's what you like to see. Going from the stretch. That's going to miss outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, nobody aboard. Apaches lead this 23-0. Pitchers have done a really nice job. 1 hitter. 1 hit shutout. Ball got away from Bell. The only hit was the first batter of the ball game for the Vernon College Chaps. Dylan Tackman. Way back at 2:47. It's now 5:45, so we're almost 3 hours into this thing. And it's only a 7-inning ball game, so if we were going to play 9 here, we'd be here for a little bit longer. .23 runs on 19 hits for the Apaches. No runs on just 1 hit for the Chaps. 3-1 pitch. And he missed. Ball 4. First walk
Now
for
batting,
McWhite.
Number 11, Tyler Latham.
It's the 6th walk of the day for Apache pitchers. And that'll bring up Tyler Latham. Struck out back in the 2nd. Got hit by a pitch in the 5th. Pop up right side. That's going to drift into the bleachers. And it's 0-1 on Latham. Hartsburg's on deck for the Chaps. Here's the 0-1. Inside, he fouled it off to the right side. Kind of golfed that one. And it's 0-2. Sidney McWhite, 6'2" and 175, the left-handed freshman out of Cy Ranch. His first outing of the year. On the mound for the Apaches. The 0-2 to Latham. Pops it up, and this should be caught. Coming in is Hollister and makes the grab for the 2nd out. So a couple of fly balls to left field and a walk, and here's Caden Hartsburg.
Now batting, number 20, Caden Hartsburg.
Hartsburg, the sophomore from Highland Village. And this could be the last batter of the ball game. McWhite going from the stretch. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Well, the Apaches 1, 2, 3. They've had 3 substitutions on the position side, and they have used 4 pitchers. The 1-0 pitch coming up. Here it is. Line shot and caught in center by Chase Evans to end the ball game. Nicely done by the Apache center fielder, and the Apaches win. 23-0 is our score. And let's go ahead and give you some numbers here. We'll try to get you on the road. The teams are going to shake hands here as we'll wrap this one up. Let's pull up the box score. It's a 0-0 game going to the 3rd inning, and then the Apaches opened it up. 9 runs in that 3rd inning, and it was 9-0. Another donut in the 4th for the Chaps, but then the Apaches scored 4 more in the 4th inning. So it was 13-0, and then the eruption continued in the 6th after a 0 in the 5th inning. A 10-run 6th makes the final score 23-0. And so the Apaches run their overall record to 4-1. And actually, they'll run it to 5-1, excuse me. So 5-1 on the year. The winning pitcher for the Apaches will be, I think it's going to be Peyton Adams. And I'm going to guess he's going to go to 1-0 on the year. No save involved here. The loser is going to be Hukel, and he'll go to 1-0-1 on the season. And we'll see how the teams are going to meet on the field here. As both teams will meet in different places on the diamond. Of course, the Apaches gathering over by first base, and the Chaps got a long road trip ahead of them, 4.5 hours back to Vernon. As they'll go back 0-3, and they'll still be looking for their first win of the season. And they're trying to snap that. Now it's a 22-game losing streak. They lost their last 19 last year, and then first 3 of the 2018 season. We wish the very best to Coach Sam Hayden and the Chaps. We will not see them the rest of this season. Certainly hope they have a productive year. And I know that we talked to Coach Hayden after or before the first game. He said he had 31 freshmen on this team. Very young club. They got a lot of guys' experience in this one, including 7 relief pitchers. 8 pitchers used in this ball game, 10 on the day. They used 2 in the first game, and then 3 more yesterday. So 13 pitchers saw action in this 3-game series for the Vernon Chaps. Look at the box score real quick to try to give you some numbers on the Apache side. Jacoby Bowe goes 2 for 4 with a couple of runs scored, 3 RBIs for Jacoby. Pierce Hollister was actually 2 for 2, 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. Chase Evans, 3 for 5, a couple of runs scored, 4 RBIs for the Apache center fielder. Michael Morissette, 3 for 3, another good day for the Apache first baseman. 3 runs scored, a couple of RBIs for Michael. And Ty Meisner, 4 for 4, 4 runs scored, 2 RBIs for the 9-hole hitter in the Apache lineup. So Coach Wren really happy about the production he got, obviously. He got some help. There was a lot of walks, I think, by unofficially. I think we said that the Vernon College Chaps walked 11 Apaches on the day, so that helped the cause for sure. And so the Apaches, let's look at the schedules here, see if I can bring those up real quick. I'm taking a minute here to get to the Apache schedule. And let's see if we can get there. That's not going to be it. And that's not going to be it. So excuse me while I do some browsing here. Back to, here we go. So the Apaches take a 5-1 record into Monday's ball game with Angelina College. It'll be a 3 o'clock start here at Mike Carter. We'll be on the air about 2:45, and then they'll travel to Temple on Saturday the 10th, where they'll play Temple and Angelina, split doubleheader. And then on Monday the 12th, they'll be at Texas Wesleyan in Fort Worth for a doubleheader against the Texas Wesleyan JV. And then Saturday the 17th, they'll be back at home at Mike Carter for a double dip against the Cedar Valley Suns. So that's the next few ball games for the Apaches. The next one that we'll broadcast will be Monday afternoon right here at Mike Carter at 3 o'clock. So a 3-game sweep of the Vernon Chaps for the Tyler Apaches. They run their record to 5-1 overall. Chaps dropped to 0-3. And that'll wrap things up. Appreciate all the help we've gotten. Thank you for all the shout-outs. And on the YouTube live chat, I didn't shout out Linda Johnson watching from Frisco. She's cheering on Caden Hartsburg, so appreciate her checking in with us. Do appreciate all the shout-outs. Sorry for the audio problems in Game 1, but we seem to get those sorted out. So until Monday at 2:45, this is Dr. John Groth. Again, for the whole athletic department, Dr. Tim Drain, Chuck Smith, Kelsey Weeks, Sherry Harwood, and my stat guy, Quentin Eichner, to my right. Help keep me online with the stats. Saying thank you to every one of those people, and thank you for watching. Thanks be to God who gives us the victory. Until Monday at 2:45, so long, everybody.